Right, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the Lights Up, Lights Down YouTube channel on another workshop. What's going on? Right, so let's talk about what we've got here. So we've got the white sail car back from paint. This is due to be started to be put back together. So on this one we did the arches. I think it was just seals down here, but the rear got painted. So this side's been done, and this side, hang on, let's go back here. So yeah, that's all been put back together, spot welds back in, all looking sweet. We've just got to be putting the trims back on it, a few other bits and pieces. The guy that's bought this is having lots of other bits and pieces done as well. He's got an OEM Mazda exhaust going back on it and a few other bits and pieces, so we just got to get the car put back together, and we've just got to look at seeing if we can. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, because the roof's not totally screwed, but this needs to be sorted out. So we're going to take it to a upholstery specialist, or maybe a seamstress, I'm not sure yet, but one of the two. This is the green sail car. I'm due to swap the interior over from the chap whose red car is there, as we spoke about I think on the last video. We just got to get his interior swapped into this and his wheels and exhaust, and that'll be good to go. The Berkeley, so this is the one that had the full repaint that we had seen on the previous videos. This has all been put back together now, and I think it's just awaiting a final clean, but it's come up really nice. That colour does look nice when it's been redone, and with some wheels on it and stuff, looking good. This Black Mark 1 is in for bushes all round, front and back on the subframes and the arms. So Roy's going to be cracking on with that one shortly. Dakar, this is sold and it's going Saturday, so this just needs a clean. Everything's all been done on it. I think we've carried out a full service and a few other bits and pieces. Just giving it a check over, because obviously when we sell a car, we don't really know. There is history with this car, but at the same time we'll go over, and if it has all been serviced up to date, what we'll do is we'll look at the brakes and a few other bits and pieces and just give it a check over, and then it'll be good to go. If it's a car that hasn't been serviced very well, then it has a more of an in-depth process before it goes out. This belongs to a good customer of ours, Mrs. Hamilton. She's just gone to a Pilates class and come out, and her wing mirror was bent in, so we're just fixing that for her. This Mark III is in for an underseal, and it's had a polish on it as well, so that's all good to go. That's all done. So this one here belongs to a customer. So this is a BBR that we were doing the manifold on, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. We've got it back, it's welded, but it needs a bit more finishing off. We put it all back together on the hope that it was going to hold, but it was blowing, so we've had to take it back off. I did think it was possibly going to do it, but it didn't hold out, so we'll go and visit that in a minute. This Mark III here, so this is one that we've got to come up, which is, we're not sure where it's going to go at the moment. It could be a breaker, or it could be a relatively, I'm not sure, sort of cheapish Mark III. So it's had another engine in it. You can tell that it's sort of been worked on, but there was something that the guy couldn't find a part for where to put it in, and I'm not sure what it is. I think it's to do with the vac system. I'm not sure. That's the honest truth. I've got to go over it and see if we can get it to run properly, and if we can't, it'll be a breaker, and if we can, we'll tidy it up and get it all going. But rust wise, it's actually pretty good. It's just mechanically, it's lowered, so I'm not sure what suspension's on there. So yeah, I mean, if you are interested in maybe a Mark III, let us know. I'm not sure when I'm going to be working on this. It's probably going to be in the new year, like January, February time, but I'm not sure. We may get time to look at it before Christmas. I'm not really sure. Anyway, let's go and see the guys. Come and see you, Jake.
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Box section.
Box section.
And
Nice.
floor to sill.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you put some...
Yeah, I've actually put the grooves in, the original grooves back in.
Yep.
Now, all I've got to do now is just make a plate that goes over this,
Yep.
and then that'll be the whole underside done.
So you've actually made all this as well?
Yeah, and also up here, which I'm still grinding down.
Yeah.
Further up.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to look. So, what we always try and do here at the MX-5 Restorer is trying to make everything as possible so it doesn't look like it's been repaired, and I think you've nailed that, haven't you?
Oh, I love nailing it.
So you're slowly, right, so yeah, seal end plate, inner seal.
Yep.
So you're not far off from probably doing the, oh, you got to do the inner arch lip up there, haven't you?
Yeah, inner arch, clean up some of the tub as well. It's got a
Yeah.
bit of rust there.
Okay.
Bring the outer panel into here. Little bit of bubbling happening there.
Yeah, got ya.
So take it further back, get rid of all the rust, and then
What's it like the other side?
hold it.
Holy.
Hold it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It is, it's that holy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got everything to go. So yeah, so you can see where the sill end plate's taken off. Got an O-in hole there.
Owen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give us a torch. I've had all the undersill sprayed in there before.
That stuff's not even.
Is that fiberglass in there?
It's a little bit of fiberglass, bit of wax, and yeah, it's just the welder's best friend.
Yeah.
You remove all of it.
That's not going to catch fire at all
No, it's not.
if you don't remove it.
Yeah, we spent a good like 2 hours cleaning the inside and the other side out,
Yeah.
so nothing will go up.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you got pretty much the same one up there to do, haven't you?
Yeah, and fix this back end because this has been repaired before, and all they have done is fiberglassed over the holes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, where they haven't treated it, this back end of the arch
It's still gone. It's just
gone.
rusting behind it.
But
Isn't
we've got a good template for that side.
it? Oh right, yeah. Is that what you're using?
Yeah, I'm going to use that as a template
Yep.
and make a bit of steel.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it's the wrong side, but once you made your template,
Yeah.
you just adjust it.
Yeah, make it work. And then just what, clean front seals up?
Well, judging from here,
Mm.
that's going to be replacing front seals.
Yeah, isn't it?
And obviously this car came in without the front wings on, and fair enough, the bolts have come out.
Oh yeah, this is one that arrived on a trailer, isn't it? So,
Yeah. So it's going to need a bit of work on there.
so it's same the other side.
Pretty much. This doesn't look as bad, but
Yeah, it's not.
Obviously,
Yeah,
bolts
that
snap.
might be all right. That side. It doesn't look too bad, but it all
It all
depends.
depends
What
on
it's
the
like.
cleanup.
Yeah, it don't look too bad though. That other side is definitely way scabbier.
Yeah, I've got to try and straighten up these seal lips
All right.
because they are bent.
Okie doke.
And actually, I've just found a bit of rust. I don't know if he wants to talk to the customer about.
Yeah, we'll end up having to look at that, won't we?
Yeah, if that
I mean, that seal is actually pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really
that's
good. So
really
we'll
nice
have to just cut that section out.
Yeah, because I don't know if he's down. If he's down for full underseal, the best thing to do would be clean that whole edge up.
Yeah.
And there, treat it.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, just take it all off and clean it up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. This side. Well, yeah, it's...
I've got to work my magic on this lip here.
Yep.
If it's a good seal and it cleans up, then I've got to straighten that out and make that look original again.
Cool. All right. Thanks for that.
That's all right.
Cheers, Jake. Right, Roy.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I just finished repairing the wing mirror.
Oh, wait, is it on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wing mirror I was just talking to you about outside, usual thing. Everything just all rusts up. I don't know if she bent it in or if she came out and found the wing mirror bent it in. I don't know, but and yeah, you're always just having a bit of a clean up. You broke the vice the other week, didn't you?
Yeah.
One of those things.
Just scrap.
Okay. Not much to see with Roy at the moment, so he's there. You're about to start the Black Mark one, aren't you? The bushes and stuff.
Bushes.
Yeah.
Special bushes. Oh, it's
Alright.
on.
Yeah.
Lots of fire.
Right. Let's see Owen. You alright, mate?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
So Owen's back on. Was it featured in one of the previous videos? I'm not sure this is.
I can't actually remember.
Yeah, it was on my ramp for a little while, wasn't it? So you've done the rears,
Yeah, really
and you just finished doing the front jacking point here.
Yeah.
Nicely welded in. Looking sweet. That's all there is. I think that's all there is to show on this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got 4 rounds to do after I pass those welds down.
Yeah.
Nothing's cut. Anything like that. It's not really a lot to show on this one.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Okay. Jake. Yeah, there's nothing new to see on there, so that's all I can chat to you about, really, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Go and see Grant. I think the same situation is with Grant. You literally just got this on your ramp, haven't you?
Good morning, Maniclone Intervibs. Yes, just gone on its water pump, making
Yeah.
a racket. So.
Yeah.
But
So.
it's quite often we find this chewed up plug.
Oh right.
Chewed
Yeah.
up drain plug.
Flat blade works well in them.
Yeah. Except for my big flat blade.
Oh, that's
That
that ain't moving, is it?
That's bottom hose off there.
That's going to be. Well, no, because we'll just replace it. Just going to replace it.
All right.
Let me get a
I'll leave that. I'll leave.
Well, doesn't like
what
my-
is
my
that?
hammer.
You got this out of a Christmas cracker, didn't you?
Thing is, it looks like a normal sized hammer. In Roy's hands, it looks like a tiny hammer. Normal sized hands, it's a normal hammer.
All right. Let's just see if this comes undone then. Tap tap.
No.
Nah, not today. All right, that's not a 5-minute job. That so. Right, I'll leave that then. There's no point carrying on with that. So that is what's going on in the workshop this week. If you like this content, tell your friends. I don't go on about it too much, but it does really help us if you do like and subscribe to videos. It just promotes the videos better and gets it out there more. So hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Hang on a minute. I didn't talk about one card, was it? I bought this specifically over. Was this 30th? Nearly forgot about it. So the bike guy came in this week with it, and we've done an underseal on the car. Oh, I'm not sure if we'll be able to. Hang on, if I flip it up around. Here we go. All undersealed. And also the bushes were done in the rear hubs with the upgraded ones from White Line, which we do. So if any of you Mark IV owners are out there, they do suffer with the hub bushes going on both sides, and there's an upgrade that we can do to put them in, and we've got the tool to make it a quick job. If you go to anywhere else like Mazda, you will get charged a lot of money for that job. ridiculous, because they'll just won't repair it. They'll just try and get you a new hub, and it will cost you a lot of money. So give us a shout if you want your hub bearings, not hub bearings, the, oh, what's the correct word for it? I'll put it up on the screen now, but it's just basically a bush either side that just wears. It's a spherical bearing, and there's an upgrade for it. Also, unfortunately, when he picked this car up, he didn't do it himself, but wheels, every single wheel is curbed. Let's go around here. See this one? Not too much on that one, but it's sort of, it's there. And on this one as well. So what we're going to do with that now, that's going to go to our guy Chris at the paint shop that works his magic with these, and I know that because I got mine done, and that you won't even notice they've been done. The problem is with these wheels is that you've got the 30th anniversary written on them here, and as long as the damage is just kept onto this lip here, it can be repaired, because the whole wheel doesn't need to be painted. It can be just left to this lip here. It's a bit of a fiddly job, but it'll all be done and all good. So I think that's it, isn't it? Oh no, one more thing. So okay, right, sorry about this. So we had a comment on one customer, and he wanted to know some more information about the airbag fault that I had in. So without having to go on about this too much, so what it did is, when on that last video, or the video before you saw with that airbag job with the all stripped out, I carried on investigating more. The light was just staying on. I couldn't get it to go off. So what I then started removing everything from the car, but every time you unplugged anything, the computer threw up the fault to say that it wasn't plugged in. So everything, the airbag system was seeing everything, but it was just coming up saying bad computer. I unplugged the seatbelt tensioners from the airbag side of things, and sure enough, it threw up a fault code to say that they weren't plugged in. But what happened was, when I actually unplugged the body of the seatbelt from the car, the light went out. And I noticed this. I went, hang on a minute, that's strange. And I bolted the seatbelt housing back in the car. The fault came back. Turned out to be that there was a lot of corrosion on the seatbelt body itself internally, and when that was bolted to the car, it was throwing the fault up. So we replaced the seatbelt housing, fault went. Who'd know? So it was showing up saying bad computer. That was obviously causing it to do some strange things, because when you actually just unplugged it from the seatbelt tensioner itself, it recognised that it wasn't plugged in and threw a fault up to say that it wasn't plugged in. So that's what we found with that. Yeah, that was a bit of a pain, that one. It really did test me, and there was a lot of head scratching in that, and I lost a few more hairs from it. Not that there's many to lose, but okay, so that is now. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.